Dallas Cowboys newly acquired wide receiver George Pickens is getting a crash course in exactly what the Cowboys tax is, as everyone is taking aim at the new wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys. And I'm here to say, cut it out, man. We're going to turn up on y'all ass. Cut it out. Leave RYN alone. From a Hall of Fame quarterback apparently being the deciding factor in pushing him out of Pittsburgh, thanks to reports coming out about George Pickens abandoning the kids. Let's get right into it. And I just got to say this, man. As it pertains to any kids in Pittsburgh awaiting a football camp featuring George Pickens, them kids. Man, shut your up. All right, y'all, so let's jump into the first leg of this story right here. George Pickens bails on Pittsburgh youth football camp, and Pat Freiermuth takes his place. Y'all already know I'm about to turn up on this. I don't give a damn about them kids in Pittsburgh. The only kids that matter to me are the kids in the great state of Texas and kids who weren't Cowboys fans. I'm going to be completely honest, man. But let's go ahead and read through this article real quick just to see how much they tried to assassinate our guy's character. Receiver George Pickens has left Pittsburgh, but he's still making headlines there. Word began to emerge on Wednesday that Pickens had canceled his planned appearance at a youth football camp set for Saturday, June 28th. The company that organized the event emailed the families of registered attendees to explain that Pickens, after confirming he'd still participate following his trade to the Cowboys, decided not to participate. And I'm about to show y'all exactly why he's not participating, exactly why this article is incredibly irresponsible, and exactly why I am saying to the people in Pittsburgh, those parents, them kids. But either way, the email, which goes out of his way to repeatedly dump on Pickens, explains that the event has been rescheduled for July 20th with Steelers tight end Pat Freiermuth and potentially other Steelers players replacing Pickens. While the email from the company sponsoring the event and charging at least $150 per child for the 4-hour camp has offered a refund for the cost of a Pickens autograph, free autographs from the Steelers players who attend, a full refund for the family experience package, and a 25% credit toward any future camp conducted by the company, one specific thing wasn't offered: a full and complete refund. Yeah, so y'all trying to dump on George Pickens. Let's dump on y'all and y'all business practices. Y'all couldn't deliver on what y'all promoted. It's as simple as that. Y'all are event promoters right now. Y'all couldn't deliver on what you promoted. Y'all pre-sold tickets. And guess what? You got to refund those tickets now because you're not offering the same product that you originally sold the tickets off of. Refund the tickets. Don't be trying to dump on George Pickens. Quit being greedy. Do the right thing. Show that you're morally intact. Show that you're morally above anybody else and give people their full money back. Quit worry about why you're in Pickens. Given that the camp was delayed from Saturday, June 18th to Sunday, July 20th, it's possible that the kids and or their families can't make it on July 20th. It's also possible that given their registration for the George Pickens youth football camp, they don't want to attend if Pickens isn't there. Our free advice to the company: do a little less crapping on Pickens and a little more offering a full and complete refund to everyone who gave you their money. Also, the company admits in its email that it knew about the cancellation last week. It didn't alert the people who had purchased tickets until 3 days before the event, after it had lined up Freiermuth as a replacement. Again, offer everyone a full refund. No, real talk, bro. Real talk. Y'all changing dates. Y'all being shady with not giving people updates as soon as stuff happens. And quite frankly, the reason George Pickens couldn't make it to a June 28th football camp is because he's currently at the Dak Prescott retreat with his new teammates, his new quarterback, learning a new system, getting on the same page with his professional football team that provides his living, provides his lifestyle. What in the world? Bro, Cowboys, Dak Prescott, and offensive skill players getting some offseason work in for what could be their annual retreat. Per the tag photos so far, Cavonte Turpin, Jake Ferguson, George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, and more are there. And again, this is the annual retreat that goes on every year, like maybe a few weeks before training camp starts. Those guys get done with their retreat, then they go into their full vacation mode. We'll start seeing the vacation pictures in the next week or two. And then they'll get into training camp, bro. I'm going to be completely honest. The fact that y'all even thought that George Pickens was still going to do this youth football camp after getting traded from Pittsburgh, and not only getting traded from Pittsburgh, but articles coming out trying to trash the dude's character, trash who he is. Pittsburgh did not do George Pickens any favors as it pertains to the narrative that he left out of the building with, and they didn't go out of their way to make sure that his character wasn't getting assassinated. So why should he care about anything going on with Pittsburgh Steelers organization? And again, the dude has been here ever since he's been traded. We have seen with our own eyes, whether it be through team events or his own social media presence, whatever. We have seen with our own eyes he has been working. He's been with teammates. He's been in the building. He's been talking to the new coaching staff. He's been trying to get used to a new team that has high expectations, that's actually trying to do something this season, okay? They're actually trying to compete. They're trying to put something together. They're building something. Very, very important, and quite frankly, more important than a damn Pittsburgh Steelers youth football camp. Again, fuck them kids and leave YN Pickens alone. And the youth football camp isn't the only one trying to take shots at George Pickens, apparently. Aaron Rodgers reportedly moved the Steelers to make Cowboys George Pickens trade. All right, let's read through this one. Turns out that because Aaron Rodgers prefers throwing passes to DK Metcalf, he helped have George Pickens thrown out of Pittsburgh and into the waiting arms of the Dallas Cowboys. Wow, this is written by Richie Witt. According to ESPN's Jeremy Fowler, the Steelers felt pressure to trade Pickens because of the arrival of Rodgers and potential locker room tension that would bring. The Cowboys traded for Pickens to make him Dak Prescott's number 2 receiver behind CeeDee Lamb. No, they traded for Pickens to make him Dak Prescott's 1B receiver next to CeeDee Lamb. The Steelers moved on from Pickens for a few reasons, Fowler writes. His maturity issues were well known within Pittsburgh's locker room and front office, so the Steelers made the evaluation that Pickens and Rodgers probably would not hit it off. Given his recent history of damaging team chemistry, last year he skipped New York Jets mini camp to vacation in Egypt. It's ironic the Steelers felt it necessary to get rid of troublemaker under the guise of soothing the waters for Rodgers. Pickens' history of on-field fights and tardy attendance to team functions has been well documented. He may just be 24 years old, but the character concerns were real, and Mike Tomlin, among the sternest head coaches around, had enough. Pickens is entering a contract year, and all indications show that he's on the straight and narrow in Dallas so far. Meanwhile, the 41-year-old Rodgers likely knows he's at the end of his road, so maybe he could clean up his frequent controversies and attention-seeking plays in search of a successful last ride. While it's unclear whether Rodgers proactively demanded Pickens be moved before he signed as a free agent, it's more than plausible. All right, so to that I say this. Aaron Rodgers, thanks, bro. Thanks. And I just can't see this being true. I'm not going to crap on Aaron Rodgers. I can't see this being true, bro. Because Aaron Rodgers, he has to know how he's perceived and how he's looked at as a locker room issue, as a difficult personality to work with. So there's no way that you being perceived like that, you point the finger at somebody else immediately and say, no, he's difficult. You got to get him out of here. I don't see that happening. This feels like a little bit of media dress up. But if it is the case, all I can say is this, man. I don't care about how y'all feel in Pittsburgh. Thank you, Aaron Rodgers. If this is the case, thank you, Aaron Rodgers, for being the needle that broke the camel's back. Because guess what? You just put the Dallas Cowboys in the best position that we've been in a very long time, and you just helped the Cowboys fans have one of the most exciting offseasons that we've had in a very long time. So to that I say, thanks, Aaron Rodgers, and I'm definitely not going to crap on Aaron. Aaron has been somebody that's been super, super, super complimentary of Dak Prescott. So he's a Dak ally, so he's an ally of the channel as far as I'm concerned, bro. But either way, appreciate you guys tuning in. Let me know what you think about these reports coming out trying to tear down George Pickens, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Out.
Calling me, texting me, paging me, asking me, am I still them boys? Y'all usually check on me. Listen. I'm still them boys. Hey! Woo! Oh, shut up, my boy. Hey! I'm still them boys.